started talking about a lot, right? So I think by adding Jair, I honestly think adding Derrick Henry got them to step closer to the Super Bowl, right?
Okay.
Shout out to Carl, man. But I do think adding another veteran presence in that secondary inches them a little bit closer than what they were last year. Because we got to think they not only did they get Jair, they went out and got D Hop. So that's another wide receiver that they added to that room. I'm not going to talk about Cooper Rush being a backup. Cooper Rush probably won't even play a game unless it's the preseason. I didn't know until Carl said it last night that they got Cheeto Woozier, Cowboy ties. He probably thought he was just on the Bengals. He got drafted by the Cowboys. Cheeto was a dog too, Carl. I want you to know that, but they let him go because they couldn't pay him. Then we talk about what they got in the draft, of course, Marcus Williams, Mike Green, things like that. But no. Marcus Williams left. Sorry about that. But they got Mike Green, and then they got the other safety. What's the safety? Help me out, Dave. What's his
Oh,
name?
are you talking about?
Starks. Malachi Starks.
Okay,
Malachi
okay,
Stark.
okay.
There we
Yeah,
go. There we go. So they got
Yeah.
Malachi Starks. The question for me is not even if Jair is one step closer. The question for me now is the Ravens going to take the opportunity that they've been blessed with, because we just talked about the situation a few years ago about Eric ED being on your done son, and the whole situation he had to do with Lamar. Then they go out and go get one of the best running backs in the league, and he had one of the best seasons all the way up until Saquon decided to keep breaking out for like 60 yards and hurdling over people backwards. But other than that, them two was going back and forth for MVP talks. We know Lamar could do a lot with less when it comes to wide receivers. D Hop is not the D Hop of old, but he's still D Hop. You still got Zay Flowers. You signed Bateman back. So this all season has been one of the best all seasons, right? Oh, all right, that's a bet. This has been one of the best all seasons. So now it's really like two MVPs. Got a running back. Offensive coordinator is actually calling the right plays. Defensive coordinator has all the weapons now for you all to actually go out and run the defense that you want. So there's no more loopholes in the actual secondary. So my real question is, can Lamar take the next step and get the Ravens to the Super Bowl? It's not nothing about Jair. It's really with Lamar. And that's saying we all know Lamar's record in the playoffs. We all know the history of what's happened to him and his teams in the playoffs. But now, are you able to overcome what everyone's been saying about you? So it's really, is Lamar going to take that next step, not Jair?
I can go. No, he don't. He do not help them get to the next step. Their problem is not defense. But I said this on Unfazed. Carl, forgive me before I start talking. Crystal, forgive me. Now, in our R2L community, we have these chats. Shout out to Dave, give a shout out to the chats earlier today. And Tomo used to always, do the rundown, superstar members, all that stuff. But anyway, we got chats and we have conversations, we have narratives, just like any other type of media, right? In the major media, Lamar gets killed. Lamar gets crushed. Lamar don't get enough credit he deserves. Josh Allen gets praised a lot in the national media. And Lamar Jackson is like, when he's good, they give him props. But as soon as he does something bad, he gets crushed. So I feel like in our community, that we are so, we're not going to cast out Lamar a lot because of what we see in the national media. But I'm going to say it here right now. There's been a trend going on with Lamar Jackson. I had to do some digging time one day. And because it was a thought in my head, I mentioned it on Unfazed, but I was like, let me have some stats to back it up. What I said on Unfazed was Lamar seems to have his worst games in the playoffs. And I don't understand. Last year, the man was fantastic in the regular season. He gets to the playoffs, and for the first time all year, he has 2 turnovers in the first half. Just one of them days. It's not a coincidence. How? The year before that, an AFC Championship game, y'all know he had a 54 completion percentage. That's the lowest of the season. How? In the do or die game. Even the last game before that against the Bills. Do y'all know when he lost to the Bills? I know he got hurt, Carl. Do y'all know that's the only game all year he didn't score a touchdown? That's the only game that scored a touchdown. So all these games, there's something that happens that he hasn't done all year. He just unusual. Am I blaming Lamar fully for all these losses? No, but Lamar is not Lamar in these moments. Like the Lamar I saw when we played him, the Lamar I saw when Dallas played him, the Lamar I saw when y'all played on day on Christmas. I don't see that in these moments in the playoffs for the whole game. So if Lamar goes out this year and he loses in these type of fashions again, come on, man. Like I said, Tomo, we happy with this. If it was Dak Prescott, we'll be on Dak Prescott line. If it was Brock Purdy, we'll be on Brock Purdy line. Shoot, if my dog JD5 did that, y'all be on his line. Even in his rookie year, y'all be on his line. So Lamar, like I'm with Tomo, it's not the Jaire move. Doesn't make him a better defensive back. Yeah, I get that, but that's not the problem. I never watched a playoff game. I said, dang, these dudes can't stop nobody. Never watched that. Even when he was hurt, defense played well. What I saw was always mistakes. It was always mistakes on the offensive side of the ball. So if Lamar can take regular season Lamar into the playoffs for the whole playoffs, they'll be Super Bowl champions.
Mark, you 100% correct in that one. I don't know what it is about that guy. I don't know what it is. The playoffs start and then boom. And I'm talking about Mark. If you're listening and not watching, Mark talking about Dak being great in the regular season, but also the defense be great in the regular season too. And then, but go ahead. It's not about.
You know what? I don't know if I've ever spoken about this conversation on the show, me personally. Okay. I don't know if I've ever been on a segment where we talked about Lamar in the playoffs.
Ooh, dang! See, you know what I'm saying?
But
big screen.
No, Jaire does not make this team more Super Bowl ready than they were last year. He makes their defense much better. Don't get me wrong; he does make their defense much better. But they've had really good defenses for a while now. The defense is not necessarily the issue. Defense wasn't necessarily the issue in the playoffs last year. It wasn't the issue against the Chiefs. It's what Lamar and that offense is going to do. Can Lamar be Lamar when he's needed the most in the playoffs? That's the big question. We know Lamar is great. We love Lamar, especially in our NFL chats. We probably protect him more than I've seen anyone protect Lamar Jackson. Of course, you have some people that talk about him like Mark and Vaughn, of course. We have those few people that talk about Lamar Jackson. But majority of the time, people want to make sure Lamar is successful. We want to see Lamar Jackson win a championship. We want to see him win a Super Bowl title. We've seen him win 2 MVPs. It should have been 3 after what he did last season. Should have been 3. But Lamar, got to be honest. In the playoffs, you don't look the same. You just don't. And I know last year, because of Mark Andrews dropping the ball in that 2-point conversion, you probably would have had a better opportunity to win that game in overtime. But the 2 turnovers in the first half shouldn't have happened. Like Joe said, that's something that didn't happen all season long. Lamar Jackson didn't even. How many interceptions did he have last year? What, like 4, 5?
And then all the interceptions he had, it wasn't even his fault.
Exactly.
Like for real.
Exactly. Those 2 that he had, those 2 interceptions were on him.
No, he had interception and fumble.
Well, interception and fumble. The 2 turnovers, they weren't good. They weren't good. Lamar, I'm rooting for you for one. I've been rooting for you since you got drafted into the NFL by the Ravens. Even though I may have my little disdain for the Ravens because they beat us in the, they beat us most of the times, and we have a 2-5 overall record against them. So. Dang. Yeah. I put my research in for that. But I want Lamar to be successful, but Lamar has to show us that he can be successful in the playoffs. He has not consistently done that. People say that he's the Dak Prescott.
Why you gotta be
for the Ravens? Oh, they say it, and as much as I don't want to believe it, as much as I don't want to agree, if you look at the performances from the regular season to the postseason, it is similar. Now, Lamar Jackson has gotten to the AFC Championship game. Some Dak Prescott has not done.
Emotional damage.
So we can't necessarily compare the 2, but just the performances we can compare. But Jaire does not make them a step closer to the Super Bowl. It's whatever that offense and Lamar Jackson is going to do to get them closer to there. If Lamar Jackson shows up, I don't see a team in the AFC that can beat them. If he shows up like he does in the regular season, and that defense, we know that defense is going to show up. As long as those other weapons, Jaire and Hopkins and Isaiah Likely and Derrick Henry, as long as those guys show up and Lamar shows up, I don't see a team in the AFC that can stop them. As long as Lamar Jackson plays like Lamar Jackson.
I'm gonna just say one thing. The only difference when it comes to like playoff performances, there have been more moments where Lamar's team, as far as like offensive wise, have let him down versus Dak Prescott. Like, I'm not even gonna say offensive wise. Now, defensive wise, I'm gonna kill the Cowboys all day. Like, if you know your quarterback ain't gonna play good in the playoffs, I'm gonna kill the defense all day because it's like, bro, you know what he about to do. So like you gotta overcome that.
Yep, because you bring up that game against the Rams. Dak Prescott didn't play bad in that game. That defense just allowed them to run all over the field. The boy ran for like 250 yards.
How long ago that game was?
I mean, you could say almost 2 years with Green Bay, but y'all want to talk about the pick six. I'm just saying though. Y'all know what my boy do. Y'all know what Dak do. Dak gonna throw the pick and then he gonna reel you back into the game. You know, the garbage time. That's what I want to talk about.
He needs to not throw that pick. That's what he need to do.
I understand, but I think what happens, and we got somebody backstage right quick, and when he pop up, I know he gonna kill us.
Hey, Carl, we gotta be quick though, man.
But I'm gonna say this one thing. The one thing about Dak in the playoffs is once he realized that the defense ain't gonna save him, he's just gonna go out there and play football. That's the only thing. He like, you know what? Y'all not gonna do nothing, so then I'm gonna just try my hardest. And if we start scoring, cool. But if I throw some picks, then y'all gotta work even harder. But let's bring CTC up, man. He popped up backstage like the Undertaker.
Oh, snap! What just happened? Oh, I got him. Do it again. Doom. And hold on, look at his name though. Hold on, can we see his name? Hold up. Take the banner down for a second.
I got you. Hold on.
Hold up. It's
Carl,
funny, Carl, when you showed up and the screen was black and they showed us who it was. I knew it was Carl.
I'll put it in the comments.
I seen the comment. I was trying to find it again though. He said something about the segment. Yeah.
I ain't seen that either.
All right. First of all, how y'all doing, everybody?
Doing good.
So y'all think I'm about to be on here and be like on 100% save Lamar? That's not quite what I'm about to do. What I am about to do though is I'm glad Tomo said it. Yeah. It ain't always Lamar. There's times where the offense let Lamar down and Lamar has to play hero ball, and then boom. You know what they say? You play hero ball, you might be the villain. But do I agree that Lamar has to play better in the playoffs? Yes, I can agree with that. Mm-hmm. But I think the second half of the Bills game shows what Lamar can do in the playoffs. Lamar almost flawless in the second half. And again, Lamar was so good that a lot of people forget Zay Flowers didn't even play in the playoffs. Mm-hmm. That's how good Lamar was. It distracted you from the fact that he didn't even have his number one receiver. Let somebody else not have their number one receiver. Oh, that's automatically their excuse. Josh Allen don't. You see they try to have an excuse with Josh Allen. Oh, man, he lost Gabe Davis and Stephon Diggs. I ain't trying to hear that. My man don't get that. I ain't trying to hear it. The Bills game, like I said, man, I'll say this about the first Bills game all the time. It's funny how Justin Tucker just skates away with no blame, missing 2 field goals in the first half that possibly would have put us up at halftime. He just skated away. Don't get caught. He don't get no blame for that, no flack for that. Missing blocks. The center, again, twice snaps the ball 20 yards behind the line of scrimmage, which is the reason why Lamar got hurt in that third quarter from a concussion, because he had to chase down a 20-yard snap and got popped trying to make a play. Again, trying to play hero ball. But to answer the question first, did Jaire put the Ravens one step closer? I want to say I agree with y'all. No, because defense don't really be a problem. Defense really don't be a problem for us in the playoffs. It really don't. Even like against the Chiefs, yeah, they ran it up like quickly to go like 14-7. But the rest of that game, the Chiefs' offense was pretty tame. Mm-hmm. Coaching, running the ball 6 times, making Lamar throw the ball an unusual amount of times, and Lamar himself making bad decisions. That pick with 3 people in the end zone still haunts me. But Zay Flowers also fumbled at the goal line. That haunts me as well. But it's just like mistakes. It just seems like the offense implodes in playoff games, including Lamar. I'm going to include Lamar in that. But a lot of people just like to make it seem like it's just Lamar. Mm-hmm. It's not just Lamar. It is the offense in totality that implodes for whatever reason. I have no idea. I don't get it. I try to understand it. I don't understand it. The entire offense implodes. So if the entire offense can be healthy, one, because if Zay Flowers is healthy, with Bateman, who made plays, and now with Hopkins, if he can turn back the time just a little bit, which I've been hearing, that's what he's been doing. Mix that all in with Derrick Henry. Man, I am excited. But I don't think the Jaire move puts us one step closer. I think the D-Hop move, as well as the Jaire move, as well as re-signing Derrick Henry, as well as re-signing Bateman, Bateman stepping up, Zay Flowers coming back. I think all that puts us one step closer to the Super Bowl. But I'm just not here to 100% like, no, Lamar don't deserve no blame. He don't do nothing wrong. No, that's not me. I know that's not me. That's never going to be me. Mm-hmm. When it's time to criticize my dog, I criticize my dog. But for whatever reason, the offense in the entirety, including the offensive coordinator, just implodes. I don't get it.
Now, I did say it's not all on Lamar, but I didn't say what Tomo said. Tomo specifically said the teammates don't show up. And I agree. I don't think Lamar is the reason why they lose these games, but I do believe if Lamar is regular season Lamar, they win these games too. You know what I'm saying?
I can feel you on that.
You know,
because I mean, it's hard to, at least with this Bill game that just passed, it's hard to say that when you're driving to take the lead and the guy you rely on fumbles the rock thinking he's a receiver or a running back.
I feel you. It's kind of like Jalen Hurts against the Chiefs. If he didn't fumble that ball and gave up a touchdown, they win that game for real. And that's why when Lamar fumbled, the Bills scored. Then they scored.
No.
Or they scored. He got stopped. Then they scored.
I don't know if they scored that drive. I know they got stopped. I know he didn't score off the fumble, but I don't know if
they
scored
off
that drive.
Mark Andrews fumble.
No, they scored a field goal off that to make it an 8-point game.
I forgot he fumbled.
You did?
I forgot that. That was bad.
In the fourth quarter to take the lead, Mark Andrews fumbled in Bills territory.
That was bad. He was unusual too, trying to make a move. Like, bro,
he has unusual moments in the playoffs as well. And then I lost my train of thought. I was about to say something else. I forgot. I'll remember it in a second. I lost my train of thought. The terrible defensive pass interference on Trey White. That was awful in the first half that allowed the Bills to score a touchdown. Mm-hmm. Terrible call on third down. But I'm not going to blame that on the reason why we lost. But that was terrible.
Not for you. We just
yeah.
Listen, we just want Lamar to win, man.
Nobody wants to win more than me. Trust me.
Oh, yeah.
I know your pain, brother. I know your fight.
And I ain't even going to lie, bro. And this is why me and Tomo, we be...
Trying to call Dak Prescott?
That's why me and Tomo be locking fists.
No, what I'm saying is nobody want their quarterback to win more than him. Exactly. He want Lamar. I need Dak to win. Do you hear what y'all just said this whole segment? Who he turns into? Why is he the face of playing bad? Like Herbert ain't go out there and throw 4 picks in a playoff game.
Man, what? For real, though. And he don't. Man, and the media just still be putting him top 5.
For real though.
Top 7.
We gonna talk about that.
Go ahead, Tomo.
And we about to talk about. Carl, you want to stay on for this one?
What's the topic? Matter of fact, I'm with y'all. Come on.
Right, y'all good? Fellas,
I'm good. I'm good.
All right. Well, I mean,
I got builders playing while I was in the air. Go ahead.
All right, cool. So you gonna do the intro? Hey, there's a Yahoo staff right out there, and I want to give him a shout out because he getting killed. Charles McDonald he published the top 10 list of quarterbacks, right? Maybe like 2 days ago. I'm gonna say 2 days ago, and he started the article off with saying this: "Happy June, everyone. It's a quiet time in the NFL calendar, and training camp's about to begin in just a month, so which is a great time to survey the landscape." And I'm gonna paraphrase it because just due to timing.